You will at some point fall. And when you do, I want you to know this, remember this, there is no such thing as failure. Failure is just life trying to move us in another direction. Now, when you're down there in the hole, it looks like failure. So this past year, I had to spoon feed those words to myself. And when you're down in the hole, when that moment comes, it's really okay to feel bad for a little while. Give yourself time to mourn what you think you may have lost. But then, here's the key. Learn from every mistake, because every experience, encounter, and particularly your mistakes are there to teach you and force you into being more of who you are.
Quitting guarantees the failure. Once you quit, it rules out any chance of succeeding. The mere waking up every day, putting the next foot in front of the next foot, at least keeps you in the game. And if God is waking you up continually every morning, once God wakes you up, that's a sign from God that He ain't through with you, that He has something more for you in store that He hasn't given to you yet. That's why you wake up every day, because God has more for you.
But we may have given up. The good news is God hasn't given up. He doesn't abort dreams. He's called the author and the finisher of our faith. The dreams He's whispered in your spirit, the promises you're standing on, it may be too much for you, but it's not too much for Him. He's saying today, it's still going to happen. You're still going to get well. You're still going to meet the right person. You're still going to have that baby. You're still going to pay your house off. You're still going to break that addiction. You're still going to see your children fulfill their purpose. See, sometimes you just need faith spoken over you. Words have power. When you've heard for so long that it's not going to happen, that negativity can take root. You have to let all that go, and by faith, receive this phrase into your spirit: it's still going to happen.
If you lose a job, keep the faith. If you lose a spouse, keep the faith. If you bury your child, keep the faith. If you have to downsize, keep the faith. If you have to move in with your mama, keep the faith. If you're at your wit's end, keep the faith. If you have to catch the bus, keep the faith. If you have to thumb, keep the faith. If you get sick, keep the faith. If you lose your kidneys, keep the faith. If you got heart trouble, keep the faith. You might not get a new heart, but you gotta keep your faith.
Now, all you gotta do is understand that, because look at this. The moment God is done, when you served your purpose here, you won't wake up. But if you keep waking up, don't you understand that there's a higher purpose? Your goal in life is just to get into a relationship with God where you can understand the purpose. And it ain't gotta match nobody else's. You know, quit trying to be saved like everybody else. You gotta get saved for yourself. You know, people all the time, I get questioned as a Christian all the time. I can't believe you're a Christian, you cussing. Well, I'm a Christian that cuss. I'm still a Christian. I believe in God. What you want me to tell you? But if you knew who I used to be, you'd be perfectly fine with this occasional cussing that I'm doing now. You really would. If you knew the shit I really did, you'd be A-okay with this cussing. But I quit worrying about people a long time ago. People ain't got no heaven for you. People can't save you. And then I was thinking one day, if the scripture is true, that there's none perfect, no, not one. There are no perfect people, but there is a heaven. If it ain't no perfect people, who going to heaven? Because ain't nobody perfect. So who's going? So I think y'all let it just get to hoping just like I'm hoping. That when we get up to the gate, God is grading on the curve. I'm hoping that this 70 that I'm gonna go to the gate with is a low A. That's all y'all got. See, you might be a better Christian than me, but you ain't perfect. So now who are you when you judge another person? So I'm gonna take this 70, I'm gonna see how it goes. You going up there with your 72. You go up there, you might go up there what you think is a 90. And when they read it off, you might discover you ain't got no 9. So I'm gonna just go and do the best I can. You know, love God, keep serving Him, talk about Him when I get a chance.
Now, every voice may tell you the opposite. There's no way. Would have happened by now. You don't have the resources. You tried before and it didn't work out. Let that go in one ear and out the other. Don't get in agreement with the doubt. Get in agreement with God. You don't have to see how it's going to happen. All you have to do is believe. Start declaring favor over your life. Start talking like it's going to happen. Start thanking God that He's working. When those negative thoughts come, telling you it's too late, just answer back, no thanks, it's still going to happen. Well, the medical report doesn't look good. That's one report, but I have another report. It says I'm still going to get well. Well, you've had a lot of bad breaks. Looks like that set you back. No thanks, I'm still going to accomplish my dreams. Your children are off course. Seems like the more you pray, the worse they get. No thanks, as for me and my house, we're still going to serve the Lord. Yeah, but what you're believing for is way over your head. You don't have the resources, the connections, the experience. No way that dream could come to pass. No, you're looking at it in the natural, but the God I serve is supernatural. He's saying it's still going to happen. In the face of doubt, negative voices, people telling you it's not going to work out, it's very powerful to answer back with this declaration of faith. It's still going to happen.
I don't know what you want to quit today. Maybe you just want to quit trying but keep your body present. Maybe you want to quit really trying to love people and just become this bitter, cynical person that never tries again because people suck. God said, don't quit, shift. Shift. When Moses was overwhelmed later in his life, this was not the last time that he would have to make the decision. When he was overwhelmed because there were too many people and he was running on empty and they were asking him for everything, and his father-in-law Jethro came to see him with his 2 daughters, and he said, I see what you're doing and you're spread too thin and it's not going to work. You've got to shift how you're doing this. You don't have to quit what God has called you to. You have to shift how you're doing it. Don't quit, shift. Shift. Shift into a new way of doing it. And this is the challenge, to choose to go through a season of struggle.